I'm going to screenshot that error and I hope I got it. I don't think I got it. Screenshot that error so we can see what we get every week. When we go live, why it doesn't give us the screen automatically. Okay. I'm there. Hi, Dawn. Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you. Debbie's on too. Hey, Debbie. Thanks for sharing. I think we're good. I think I got it all hooked up right the first time tonight. How about that? Hey, Christy. Hi, Janice. Okay. I am ready to rock and roll. Debbie's on. Okay. All right, you guys. Welcome to my Wednesday Night Live. Gil Bland Chat with Green Thumb Stampers. I appreciate you watching, sharing, commenting, hanging out for more than that 3 seconds, giving me a couple minutes in the background muted if you have to help me out with my growth. I switched gears tonight. I totally did a 180 from what I was planning to do. I figured it out last night. I started my samples today. And just, I don't know if I'm getting sick or just what. I ended up taking a nap. And when I got up, the whole thing just said, no, that's not what I want to do. This is not good. So in the last couple hours, I've completely changed my mind. I got back to I want to stamp the cards that I was making didn't have much stamping. And so I came up with an oldie but goodie idea where we're going to do a lot of stamping on it. And, but yet it's easy and it's great for beginners, great for, quick cards. And I'll get started. Housekeeping. Today is the last day of January. Tomorrow, big day out there in the world. Check for, if you're a demonstrator, check your online exclusives. We can order all of the products in the online exclusives this time. Those won't go live for customers till March 5th. So if you're a customer, keep your eyes open out there on social media because I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of expedited shipping and you should see those starting to pop up probably about Saturday. What else is tomorrow? 2 new kits tomorrow and new addition to the celebration selections. So big day tomorrow. When I turn my camera down, if you so choose to order from me, I have a host code that you can use. And I think that's about it. So I turn my camera down. We're going to remove the spotlight on me, which should take you down to my desktop because that's where my speaker is at. Okay. So, hey, look here. I'm looking at my computer trying to run my mouse. Oh boy. Okay. I'm going to come back over. Here's my host code. I'm going to slide this out of the way a little bit. You guys know greenthumbstampers.com is like my, I'm going to call it my blog. I don't really blog, but when I go, it's a software that I use called TAMS. These are my stamps. You can keep track of your stamp inventory on there. You can keep track of all the supplies that you have. I believe that that's for free. The pro account is $3 a month and you can go in and do a lot more with it. And that's where I go in there and when I go and create the supplies that I used for a card, it puts it out like on my blog. So sometimes I go out and make a blog post on there, but it's also a place that I have all the links for my newsletter. You can shop with me, you can join under me. So it's kind of set up like a blog. I just don't blog with it. My life isn't that interesting to actually blog, but here's the card that I created at the turn of my thought process. So we're going to go with that. Let's see. Mom got on. Hey, Mom. Hey, Pam. Okay, you guys, I'm going to focus back on what I'm doing here. So here's the card that we're gonna make. Like I said, this is an oldie but goodie technique that is one of the first. I might go back to my roots and pull out some technique ideas again too. Those are always fun. Back in the day, I had a technique class every month with the girls that came over, and we created a binder. I had the page that was the technique, the name, and kind of what it did. And then when they came over, they made a sample using that technique just so that they knew what it was. And then we made a card with it, and we had a lot of fun doing that. Those girls have since long gone. And all right, here we go. So I'm going to start with Starry Sky base. That is 8.5 by 5.5. Score it and fold it at 4.25. I have an inside that is 4 by 5.25. I will try and remember to add that in at the end. I'll set it over there. Now here's the fun part. We're going to layer all these. So we're going to start with a 5.25 by 4-inch piece of basic white. Then that's going to layer on our base. Then we have a 4 by 2 3/4 inch layer. And that's going to go on a 4.25 by 3. Did I say 2 3/4? That's what I meant. You could see my writing. 4 by 2 3/4. That's going to layer on this one. My little flinklets, you guys. I even got a brand new blade in that trimmer. And then our last layer here is 1.5 by 2 3/4. And so what you want to do is take all 3 of these layers, and I like to put a little tiny bit of removable adhesive on them, but if you can hold them in place, so be it. But I'm going to flip them over so that I'm not going to stamp on my pencil marks. Put a little bit of adhesive, just a smidge. You don't want to actually glue it in place. You just want it to not move. And then I'm going to try and center this on my board or my paper here. Looks like I got to come down a little bit. And we'll take a little adhesive and put that on this one and do the same thing. We're going to put that, try and center that. Whoops. Try and center that on this piece. And then we want a piece of scrap paper because we want to go off the edge and all around. So we're going to use the Handmade Hugs, and I'm going to use this piece right here from it. Block out. Kathy's on now. Hi, Kathy. Hi, everybody. Everybody that I missed. Anybody that I missed. And then we're just going to start. I've got Starry Sky, Berry Burst, Fresh Freesia, and Crushed Curry that I'm going to use. And I'm going to use this same stamp in all of those. So I'm just going to start with my darkest colors, and then I'll fill in with the freesia at the very end. I'll fill in the white. So I'm going to just stamp on all of those. And you know that over time, we've talked about needing to mask. Well, we don't need to mask these 3 layers because we're going to put them on our other pieces. And that should cover up anything that like we miss, you know, that shadow line that stays on there that we always talk about needing to mask over so we don't get that. So I'm going to set that back there a little bit. I should close it, I know. But I'm just going to set it back there for a minute. I'm going to move over to my Berry Burst. I'll come back, like I said, and fill in anywhere that I need to use those. I don't want to get too far away from. All right, let's see. And then I'll switch over to some crushed curry. Put those in here randomly. That. And then we'll just assess it and see what we think we need now. I'm going to close my crushed curry because I don't think I'm going to use that anymore. I think I can use another blue one down over here now. And I think other than that, it looks all right. I'm going to just use the fresh freesia now. I'll close these other ones up. And we'll move into the fresh freesia. And we will fill in all the dead space with this color. Oops, that one didn't go down on the lower part very good. Just like this. This is all, and it's light enough that it can cover those other, oh, that one didn't go on very good either. I picked it up too fast. Oh, there we go. We're just filling them in. Like I say, it's light enough to fill in the space. I could go over there with one. I'm not gonna. And so that's what I like about the, like I say, the freesia. It's light enough to not overpower the other colors if I stamp over the top of anything. So now we're gonna pull in our vase. And then we're just gonna like tear this apart. And then I'll put it all back together. Now you see how we've got the layering. So keep your stuff handy. We're gonna glue this down to the card now. Oh, we got another Kathy on. Hi, Kathy. I'm gonna glue this down. Like that. Then now we'll glue our next layer. Does anybody remember doing this type of technique? Like I said, back in the day, it's an older technique. Depends how long you've been stamping, maybe new. And then I'm going to glue this onto the card itself. And we want to make sure that we are lining up. See, like over here, this wouldn't line up. We want to keep the flow going. So we'll line up where we stamped. And then that's what I'm going to call our masking. We didn't have to put the mask down because our layer is covering that up for us. And then I got my last piece. Glue that down. We had a good time on Sunday. For those of you that came, thank you. For those of you that didn't join us, we had a great time making our 13 cards with memories and more. Well, actually, I forgot how many Kathy got. She went home and made like 4 or 5 more cards out of her scraps. So she's got a lot of cards out of all that. All right, so now we've got all those layers put back together. And like I say, the edges where you get the shadow or it doesn't print, stamp down, gets covered up. So it looks, the flow is still there. So now I'm going to take the frame from the stamp set and we're going to just make this tag. Oops. This is one that I need to go and wash. It doesn't want to stick. Flip it over so I know it's getting on their flag. Doesn't want to stick anymore. And I got my white paper here. I can remove this paper now. And I did this in the Starry Sky. And then we're going to use the coordinating handmade tag punch. I'll flip it over. And to punch, when it slides in there, the loops are going to be on the north, south, east, and west. So try and think about that way when you stamp it down. It'll just come out. It'll just be easier to punch. Should be easier to punch. We'll see. Close this back. No, I'm not going to close that up yet. I will use it one more time. So then we can just slide it in directly. Line it up. Punch. Then we want to create one out of some scrap Starry Sky as well. And this one we're going to cut in half. I'm going to take my Berry Burst and I'm just going to use one of the stamps from this handmade hug set. And we'll use Today We Celebrate You again. Might as well celebrate you again. Let's see, I'm going to put that there. I'm going to pick it up. Ooh, that looks a little juicy. Today we celebrate you. Now I can close that one for sure. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I'm stretching out the little thingy on my glue bottle. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue around the edge. Could use the tape, might be easier. And then we're going to line this up carefully, gently on the two halves. Try and space them about the same. And then it gives the appearance that it's a layer, even though we've cut it and spread it apart a little bit. It appears to be a layer, and that works with a lot of our pinches. And for this guy, whoa, I do have a little bit. I'm going to put some tape down. I have some Starry Sky metallic ribbon. Just going to, let me find up and down. Just going to weave this like back and forth on there. Like this. Cut it off. Cut it off. And then we'll pop this guy up on our front of our card. Cut that in half. And then we'll just put that in the center. Might have even been cute to do it in a different color. To pop it up off there, make it stand out a little bit more in the background. I did decide to change up the gems. Barely can see I used the what are they called? Purple fine glitter gems. They are in the current mini catalog. You can't really see them. So I found these. I think these are from a iridescent sequins from a paper pumpkin kit, maybe. But I thought I was going to try these this time and see if they gave a little bit more zazz to the whole thing. But I don't know if they're gonna or not. What do we think? Can you see those a little better? Not really. So much, but with all that busyness going on, maybe you don't even need some bling. Or if you got a dark, not these, of course. Oh, that yellow one might have worked. You know what? I'm just gonna stick that yellow one right in the center of that sequin because I kind of like that yellow. And now it looks like an egg, doesn't it? A fried egg. I crack myself up sometimes, you guys. I was really cracking myself up. You guys maybe have noticed on Fridays, I've been trying to put like a dumb joke out on my Facebook page. And I was doing my dumb joke posts, getting some queued up out there for a couple weeks down the road. And I just kept laughing. They were so stupid, but Mike didn't find them as funny as I did, but I was cracking myself up. So there we go. Now we got a little bit of yellow going on. Hey, Lori, thanks for joining. And so on the inside now, I got my white. And I'm going to take this, I don't even know what you want to call that, just some adornments for the edges, I guess, some type of, because it's all one stamp, but I guess it might be wide enough to go over each of the sentiments that's in there. So I guess just a way to, or maybe it's just kind of designed for these little ones to give them something on each edge of them, but we're going to take it and we only need 1/2 of it and bring our starry sky back in. And I'm just going to go up and position each, put one in each corner. Like this. And just give that little jazziness to the inside. Kathy, I am in Vicksburg, Michigan, which is southwest Michigan. Kalamazoo, I'm about 10 minutes outside of Kalamazoo, 5 minutes from Portage. Let's see, a couple hours away from Detroit, over to the west. Did I say I was in southwest Michigan? I might have said that wrong. I'm in southwest Michigan. All right, now we're going to glue this on here to the inside. And there, that makes our inside real cute. And then don't forget to put your Jill Hancock on the back there. Get your personalized stamp, put that on there. And that completes the first card that I created. Now I'm gonna give you guys a little twist to this same card. Pull my supplies out because they're all gonna fall out. But you can do the same card with designer series paper. My little lures were. All right. So if you got a lot of paper to use up, here's a good way to do it. Although we are only using the one sheet of paper, and I will show you what we're going to do. So our base again is 8.5 by 4.25. Go ahead and score it. I probably said that wrong earlier too. You ever noticed you catch yourself if you're explaining stuff that when you say it wrong? It hits you later that I might have used the wrong measurement, but we're going to score that at, no, 4.25. Now I'm getting myself all confused. We're going, it's 8.5 by 5.5. Lord. And we're scoring it at 4.25 to make our card layout. Then we've got one piece of designer series paper that is 4 by 5.25. Okay. And I did shake up. This one's Misty Moonlight. This one's Boho Blue. I did change it up. All right. So then I'm going to move this out of the way real quick. I'm just using this to show you, and you might be able to use your trimmer yourself and just put it in there and do it. But I wanted to put this on there and show you guys. We want to cut this square out of it, out of the center. So I'm going to get my tape. You can use washi tape if you got some wall safe tape, some Post-it tape. And I'm just going to tape this down, and then we're going to trim around it. So we're going to start at 3/4 and cut down to 3 3/4 ish. Because I might not have it centered correctly on there. But we're going to do the same thing. We're going to start at 3/4 and we're going to cut all the way down. Cut out our little piece here. And like I say, if you don't need the piece, by all means, do what works for you. Now this should be releasing our piece right out of the center. And if you don't cut it all the way, use your snips. Okay. And I should have that tape on there somewhere to pull off. And then we've got our next piece that is 2 3/4 by 1.5. And we want to do the same thing. So we're going to tape that one down. Look for center. Looks pretty good. And we're going to follow the paper around. So hopefully I did that one pretty fast. Hopefully I didn't cut it too. Peel our little paper off again. And then out pops our layer. And this paper is from this Let's Go Fishing pack that's in the annual catalog. This I just opened it today. I love this one. It's on the back side of the paper that we're using, but Yeah, there's some cool patterns, obviously, like masculine-y for fishing. But I like it. Very neat. So now we're ready to assemble. So we're gonna glue this one straight onto the back of the card. Patty's on now. Hey, Patty. I'm gonna glue, like I said, straight onto the card with this one. Leave our border. It might be a little high there. There we go. So we'll glue that one straight onto the card. Now we've got our layers. Same layers that we used the last time on the first card. And I probably could look and tell you what they are, couldn't I? This one should be 4¼ by 3. Not getting that to stick down where I want it. Being the frame, it doesn't want to move for me. There we go. We'll call that good. And then we're going to glue that flat to the front. Any of these, you can pop it up with dimensional. You don't have to glue it flat, but see now, make sure your pattern goes because this guy's little fin, we want everything to line up. Oh, his little fin's too small. It's not going to really show. But I got his back going in line and stuff, so that's good. And now we're going to layer our last one. Look how cool that fish is. He's a big fish right on the front there. This one should be 3 by 1¾ I'm looking at my paper right. And we're going to glue that flat. Yeah, oh yeah, it would be a cute Father's Day card. Hey, Patty. Glad you could join us. Okay. So now we've glued that all the way back. And that, like I said, was just a 5¼ by 4" piece of designer series paper that we cut pieces out of to make those layers. And then I've got just a little tiny one. This one is a 1/2 inch wide by 2¾ long, I believe, because I wanted to use happy birthday on it. Kids do definitely a Father's Day. And then you would want to change the size, obviously, of your paper. And then I used Mossy Meadow for this one. Oh, but I'm gonna use, I think I'm gonna use Misty Moonlight just to see what it does. See if it's dark enough. Not really gonna pop off there like I wanted, but it works. We're gonna glue that onto the Misty Moonlight layer. Then we're gonna pop that up on the front. Here. Don't cover the big fish when we move it down here. Put it down there. We won't cover up the big fish right in the center. Do you have the cutting of the paper somewhere? Lori, I will put the paper sizes in the comments when I'm done. I also then took some scrap paper. And I don't know if it's gonna work on this one or my little what do you call them? Lure's gonna work on this one now that I put my paper down. My greeting down lower. Might not work. And I just have scrap paper. And then in this is some fishing lures. And I just did, oh, what colors did I do them? I did boho blue, misty moonlight. Not really anything too. And there are dyes that coordinate with this set. I did not get them out because I wanted to show you that, you know, we don't always have to have the dies to complete our cards. And this goes along with my, I asked you guys, do you like the fussy cut or die cut? Most of you do both, yep, but so we're just gonna do that little lure. And then I got this one. They're two-step stampers too. So I've got I wanted to put some of the pecan in there, but you know, it doesn't even really show because the second layer of it, I did the green and it covered it up. Like this one, I did the mossy meadow and it covered it up. I tried to use the flirty flamingo that coordinated with the other page. Maybe let me stamp off one and then I'll put it on. That's all right. And then I just cut them out. First, I'm going to punch the holes out though, so that, oh, am I going to get my puncher in there far enough? Nope, I'm going to have to cut it out. So I just punched his eye out. I know that's bad. Let's cut this guy down. And if I punch it while it's still at a whole piece, this one really punches out that circle. So it gives me a little bit of edge to work with, but I'm going to fix that because I cut it all the way off. We'll get our stamp back out and our pecan pie back out. I'm just gonna ink up the circle. And make my circle on the end again. So when I cut it, it'll be all right. And then I just fussy cut them. I'll hurry. Try and cut them nicely, but when you hurry, don't always do the best. Cut down a little bit in there to. All right, so there's that guy. This guy down. Kind of looks like a shiner. Fish bait. Maybe I'd have good luck if I used a lure like this. And I'm not gonna cut too close up on that because I'm afraid I will cut it off. Again, there's dies for these. I brought over some linen thread. A little thicker than what the linen thread used to be. I'm not sure if it's something else. I don't think it's baker's twine, but it could be. And I'm gonna just glue that to keep those together. I'll run my twine through there. Let's see if I could tie a little knot. No gold thread. It would be nice though. I could use it. It would look nice. I can't have you using that your favorite thread more than once a week. And so I guess this one we could just kind of, I guess we can glue that on there. I'm gonna glue it on there. Probably want to maybe cut the thread down, maybe not. Last little tidbit there of little thought. But now we covered up that big fish, didn't we? Maybe we need to bring that down here. Oh geez, did you hear that? My husband's the loudest sneezer in the world. All right, we're gonna have to put it back up there. He's too big to go down at the bottom. Sorry, covered up the big fish in the end. Try the upper left and dangle in front of the fish. Hey, Teresa, happy belated birthday. Now that I got it on there, Dawn, I don't think I can get it off. Up here. Oh, it's up to you guys. You know, you could put it wherever you want. Let's get a little tiny dimensional piece for this. How about that? We'll put it on a dimensional. And then we'll put it where Dawn suggested over here. Oh, and fray the thread. Oh, you guys are just all foolish ideas. Let's see what we get. We'll fray the thread a little bit. Well, you're welcome. I hope you had a great day. What's the name of your site, Teresa? Teresa's Crafty Creations. Teresa's got some awesome Valentine things that she makes, or Christmas ideas, or whatever you need a fun, personalized cup, mug. She's got some candy bouquets right now and the cutest baseball hats she made. Maybe those aren't for sale. I shouldn't be telling people that. All right. Now you guys got me all worried about this. We're going to trim that down a little bit. And we're going to stick it up here. I frayed all that and I cut it all off. There. How about that? Need to fix that little goober there. We could do that with our handy dandy little goober remover. Just work at that a little tiny bit. Pulls all that glue right off there. And we're done. Yay. And that's our second version of the same card. Like I said, this one you're going to stamp all your papers and then assemble it. this one's using the designer series paper, and then you're gonna trim out your sizes. And I will post the sizes of the layers in the comments. Let's see. Did I? Hopefully you guys aren't seeing split screen again tonight. You guys would have told me that. Let's see. I don't know. Oh, I gotta go. You're seeing my desktop because there we go. Now you should be back to me. All right. That's it, you guys. I appreciate you watching, commenting, sharing, viewing, hanging out with me. I got another video coming up for Saturday, another kind of quick inspiration video for Saturday. And after that, I will be right back here next Wednesday. So you guys have a great week. Enjoy the rest of it and enjoy the weekend. I'll see you next week. Bye, everybody. Oh, and I haven't ended yet. And I see Julie's on. Hi, Julie. I'll be on yours here shortly. I cut up one of my pieces wrong and I will have to cut me a new one.